So, what happened with the predictions I made back in 2020 that I thought were going to happen in 2021? I'm just going through them all again to see which ones have come about, come true, which ones have not happened, and whether or not I was interpreting them properly. So, I don't like bragging about these predictions. I really like to go back over them again to see whether I was seeing them clearly, whether I was mixing up the message that I was seeing, and it just helps me. It helps me to hone in the accuracy for what I'm going to see in the future. What I published for prediction one, I was seeing an uprising with the Jewish people, and I felt there would be a discovery of hidden scrolls. I also felt belief systems of the past had been misinterpreted. So what happened over 2021? So in March 2021, news surfaced about the discovery of some of the Dead Sea Scrolls in Israel and hidden messages in the walls in an underground excavation of the Dome of the Rock. And it was also found that some documents believed to have been from the Dead Sea Scrolls were in fact fake. So that was a pretty close prediction around what I was seeing. With prediction two, I was seeing the removal of CEOs from global media companies. I was seeing more and more people moving away from watching television shows and news and getting their information from the internet and apps, and I felt YouTube would be replaced. So what actually did happen? As of the end of 2021, there has not been any CEOs to my knowledge that have been removed from their positions, so that was not happened yet. There has been a major shift from people watching mainstream television and moving more to Netflix and internet provided shows, as well as using apps for their news source. Also, YouTube has not been replaced as yet. With prediction three, I was seeing that around the economy. I was seeing a rollout of some kind with a new money system unfolding. I felt like that was coming over the next 2 years. I'm still seeing a new digital currency system unfolding. So what has actually happened? Nothing. As of the end of 2021, we are still in the same position with our money systems. There has not been a new digital system introduced as yet, but I still feel it's coming. With prediction four, I was seeing the marriage of two well-known people putting their resources together to make changes around the world. I felt they were remorseful in some way, the way that they had conducted themselves in the past, and this was their way of giving back. So I guess looking at this prediction, you could say that Prince William and Kate are trying to do what they can with climate change and pulling their resources together to create a better world. And the royal family don't have the best name, so they may be trying to rectify that. I don't believe Harry and Meghan have that power to make a change, as people seem to have gone off those two a bit. Is there any other couples that you can think of that stand out to you who have made a great impact on this world in the past year? With prediction five, I was seeing that there would be one tablet that would be able to heal a multitude of illnesses, and I felt this was firstly coming out of France. So looking at what has actually happened in the past year, scientists and pharmaceutical companies in France were in a number of stories throughout the year, one being the study of ivermectin and its discovery of how it can cure a lot more than first thought, but not with COVID. This was for other illnesses. There was also a diet pill created in France which led to one person being dead and others suffering. The French were announcing a wonder drug, but it turned out to be not so wonderful. So maybe I was picking up something around this and not getting it totally accurate. With prediction six, I had a very strong vision of a whole group of people that were just standing still, sort of like a silent protest. I know there's been a lot of protests around the world, but they've been vocal. It's been people marching and walking, and sometimes it's turned into a violent protest. But what I was seeing was just people standing and looking in silence. They weren't actually making a lot of noise. So maybe this is still something that's coming, because I don't believe that's happened as yet. With prediction 7, I was seeing some things around politics. I felt that Donald Trump would step down, but then he would return. I said that the USA wouldn't have a president for a period of time. I felt Scott Morrison would remain the Prime Minister of Australia. I felt the Queensland Premier would leave. And I felt there was a lot of changes within each state in the politics in Australia. I didn't feel that Joe Biden would be the president, or Trump. If you'd looked back over previous times I'd talked, I was quite confused because I kept saying I saw nobody. So that sort of did unfold when there was a lot of confusion as to who the president was going to be there. I've also been concerned and spoken for quite some time about the health of Joe Biden and the right side of his brain, where there is something there that it really needs looking into. It was actually the New South Wales Premier who left her position, not the Queensland Premier, but I was seeing a woman. I just got the wrong Premier of the state, and Scott Morrison is still the Prime Minister of Australia at this current time. With prediction 8, I was seeing this being around energy and using more renewable resources, more emphasis on how we use energy. I did mention this would be over the next 5 to 10 years, dismantling of old systems and building new with many jobs. What's actually happened over the last year? Well, it does seem that leaders this year have realised the importance of climate change and are working in a more sustainable way. There are currently 109 projects that are in construction or due to start construction soon around Australia. This is based on projects that have reached financial close and are not yet commissioned. These wind, solar and bioenergy projects will deliver over 18.9 billion in capital costs, 11,335 MW of new renewable energy capacity, and create 13,363 direct jobs. So, we are heading in a better direction for climate change and renewable resources. With prediction 9, I was seeing that scientists had found a way to use the electric charge from lightning to use as a power source. What's actually happened around this? Not a lot. There has still been many attempts to try and harness the power of lightning bolt to use as electricity, but at this point in time it's still being experimented with. They haven't actually come up with a way to do this as yet. With prediction 10, I was doing some weather predictions around the world. So I saw India with floods and land washed away in Peru, natural disaster Denmark, tsunami in Japan, record heatwave Mexico, unusual snow in parts of Australia, cyclone Northern Territory, coast washed away up at Western Australia, fires in New Zealand, earthquake Newcastle, earthquake Murray Bridge, road collapse Beijing, China, and plane disappears without a trace. So which of these things actually happened already? In October 2021, 150 people died in floods and landslides in Nepal in India. There was deadly flash floods in Peru, February 2021. 16th of July 2021, 100 people died from floods in Germany and Belgium, so not so much Denmark, but in a close region. February 2021, massive earthquake in Fukushima in Japan caused 41-metre high tsunami. July 2021, worsening droughts in Mexico and heat only got worse. In July and September 2021, reports of unusual light snowfall in areas of New South Wales and Victoria that never really have snow there. An erosion in Yallingup coast south of Perth, Western Australia, completely washed away. So it wasn't the northern part of Perth, Western Australia, it was the southern part. May 2021, worst month for fatal house fires in New Zealand. 6 people losing their lives. So not so much forestry fires, it was more house fires. The 21st of September 2021 was a magnitude 5.9 earthquake in Newcastle, and 8th of October 2021 a magnitude 4.9 earthquake east of Murray Bridge. July 2021, massive floods and landslides causing a road collapse in Beijing, and Malaysian fly MH370 disappears without a trace in the southern Indian Ocean in May 2021. In prediction 11, I was seeing these new scientific medical beds, but not enough of them being produced or being around, and people needing to wait for a long time to be treated by these. I do recall seeing on the news that these beds had been purchased in a particular country and were being used. I just can't recall which country that was. Maybe you remember. I do know that they are being used in Canada, as I know people who have experienced what they do. So far, it seems to be only available to very wealthy people. We do seem to be opening up a lot more quantum healing and Tesla healing. Prediction 12, I had felt that people were unaware that they were going to be given a saline solution in an injection, but believed they were getting something else. I didn't understand it at the time because I didn't know if this was to do with COVID, or I wasn't quite sure why people were getting a saline injection. In August 2021 in Berlin, a nurse administered thousands of vaccines containing a saline solution and not the COVID vaccine that people believed they were getting, and she was arrested for that. So I had a lot of people comment on this particular post saying that I was being very, disrespectful and very causing a fear by creating this prediction, but I can only say what I see, and it did actually happen in that way with this nurse in Berlin. So with prediction 13, I had a vision of some chemical sprays being banned from use with crops. I saw something starting with a TH and a lot of dome shapes covering plants like plant houses. What actually happened? Well, in August 2021, the pesticide chlorpyrifos, I don't know if I've pronounced that properly, was banned from use in foods. There has been a dispute as to the banning of a toxic spray in Australia that contains paraquat and glyphosate, which is Roundup, the spray we use to get rid of weeds. But it has not been banned, as farmers need to use it for weed control and better crops, but some councils have banned its use. In Australia, they also banned the plastic straws and food containers as well. With prediction 14, I was seeing a lot of new jobs being created, and I felt that about 96% of current jobs will go through some form of adjustment, and a lot of people will be leaving their jobs and transferring to new jobs. Over the 2021, governments seem to be trying to create a lot more jobs within the construction industry and to help boost the economy. And many people have left their jobs and have had to look for a new way to create income for themselves, or they've realised that they were not doing a job that they were enjoying and they wanted to decide for a change. There still feels to be a lot more jobs created in the future that don't currently exist. With prediction 15, I was seeing something going viral with a person known for playing golf, and he had to put his money where his mouth is to prove himself. So what actually did happen, I didn't exactly see this correctly, but there was a new guy called Eliza Paul Gindiri, who has gone viral with his incredible one-armed swing on the golf course. So he is well known now, but he wasn't before. I did think that maybe this vision was also about Donald Trump, who loves his golf, and he had to put his money where his mouth is, but maybe he just hasn't done that yet. With prediction 16, I had a vision of a new access plug that was in the wall of a hospital, which can give an almost holographic type vision of a patient's needs. So during 2021, there was the development of the patient portal, a software program providing 24-hour access to medical records, billing information, appointments, personal profiles. I don't know as yet if you can use a plug in a wall to connect to the computer to access this information. There seems to be some connection there. Maybe it's still being developed. With prediction 17, I was seeing some incredible technology connected to IBM, and something that was a long way away before is now a lot closer. So Actually, in May 2021, IBM announced the groundbreaking new technologies of nanometer chip technology and the hybrid cloud and AI. It's a bit too technical for me to understand the benefits of this, but in short, hybrid cloud is a cloud computing solution that combines a private cloud with public cloud services, allowing shared data and apps between each service. With prediction 18, I felt there was going to be a great divide within a certain religion, or what were once strong religious beliefs are now being questioned. I have no proof if this has been the case. There has been one lady from Turkey who said to me that that is the case in her country with a great religious divide. I guess it's up to each individual to reassess what they believe is right for them. With prediction 19, I was seeing a change in our money systems and I saw everyone carrying a green and white card with them. I was also seeing March being connected to this and FBOS systems changing. So what actually happened? Well, I think I've got this one a little bit mixed up because I am still seeing a new digital money system being introduced, which hasn't yet happened. But I felt I was seeing a green and white card, which everyone had to be able to use to spend. I realised this may have been the vaccination passport that I was seeing. As yet, I don't think the FPOS systems have changed. With prediction 20, I saw a lot more automation and machines to use when you are buying something or requiring services to use. In early 2021, retailers introduced contactless deliveries, contactless experience with travel and hospitality. You would have noticed in local businesses how you now have to use technology to enter information and do a lot of the transactions yourself without engaging in a staff member to help you. With prediction 21, I could see a new automatic toilet that cleaned itself. Well, in January 2021, the company called Toto released a new toilet technology. The new system cleans itself both inside and out. It has a ball that moves around with the water to keep it constantly clean, and it also is reported to be able to read the contents of your stool to see if it is healthy or unhealthy. Prediction 2022 were things that I didn't feel were going to exist in the future. I didn't think there would be credit cards, compound interest, paying a celebrity to appear in public, taxing one item 4 different ways, or banning of firearms in some countries. So what has actually happened? Well, credit cards have been banned in India. Certain credit card transactions are banned in Australia for gambling purposes. Compound interest is banned in some countries, but not all, mainly Europe and China. China has taken more of a stance in banning celebrities from appearances and being paid for this. And 11 countries restricted the use of firearms in 2021 and 2 totally banned them. Prediction 23 was around travel and there being restrictions for overseas travel that was not essential. Travel restrictions in place for a certain period of time before being relaxed. As at the end of 2021, there are still some countries closed from entry. There are quite a lot with restrictions and just a very small percentage open to travel. With prediction 24, I thought there was some new trends going to be happening with a lot more people having plaited hair, a type of earplug that you could clip onto the top of your ear rather than putting the buds inside your ear. I saw pants with different material below the knee than what was above the knee and fingernails in a pointed shape. So there was a lot of crimped waves was a popular trend, not actually plaits, it was crimped waved hair. I don't believe they created an earplug yet that sits on top of the ear. And I haven't seen those pants with a different bottom half than the top half, but there has been pointed fingernails for quite a trend. And with prediction 25, I was seeing a miracle happening in Scotland. So when I had this vision, I saw the word miracle and I saw the word Scotland, and I felt that this was something biblical. But I see that there was news headlines on the front page of a Scottish newspaper, October 2021, with the word miracle on it, with a family of 4 nearly missed death from an explosion. I feel I was close with this, but not spot on. And with prediction 26, I felt more people were connecting back to themselves inwardly and reconnecting with their higher self and with source energy. I can only go on my own experience of seeing a lot more people discovering themselves on a deeper level. A lot of old habits have died away. People have changed in the way they see the world. You may have noticed this within yourself or within others as well. Thank you so much for watching, and you may have interpreted something totally different to what I was seeing. Sometimes you can read a prediction and see words in there which are not even used. It just depends on your level of interpretation and your perception of understanding. And I will soon be focusing on making some more predictions for next year and the year beyond. So stay tuned.